Yeah, what a night. Excuse my hair. This is something that people in the United Kingdom might want to know. I found a document dated 4th of the 6th, 2013, evidence of Home Group Limited. My conditional acceptance of the offer of an invite then, when I was displaced from my home in 2012. When a former care company went bust. This is my saga of 8 years of what I had offered then. A former lawyer, a community care lawyer, then it was involved, then taking on this North Hampshire County Council, public servants, local government ombudsman services, a female called Yasmin. They found my case was upheld against the county council then of 2011. I was offered compensation then for their failure duty of care with the same things that's going on now, even more serious. Then my sister at the time assisted me, helping me get home from the horrendous evidence I've got found in old phones. Hence last year it's logged again of the physical harm, psychological, verbal abuse, and then in my own home by the very people that did this report. The company, well, now the company, Olympics Care Services Limited, certain individuals have changed, obviously moved, but they're still based at the same location called Occupation Therapy Service. Every single report I've had done up until 2013 was all about the national chain, because I was clued up then years ago. I was able to type. I can't type now. And this is when I first had my first stroke, right? 2010. I got one over 2009. I moved here 2000 and middle of 2009. So they've been trying to get me out of my home ever since I moved in, targeting me or what. Anyway, then all the changes in national statute law in reductions in the bedroom tax say, mean you can only get one bedroom. Well, you can't get an extra bedroom unless you pay for the extra bedroom with my medical equipment, okay? And yet this place wasn't as bad as it is now. It had a wet room. And I started investigating ever since. They wouldn't put any kit plates in the door frames to stop the previous so many different couple of care companies and other ones bashing the bloody equipment into my blinking lounge door, bedroom door, the wet room door, and damaging the wood. So all they need to do is cut the wood bit back, which I found out at the end of the year by somebody I know at the time, and could get easily repaired and sorted out, no problem. Then there was a problem in 2013, not offering me the accessible kitchen when everyone around here got theirs because they're able-bodied, and I got discriminated against. It's been nothing but one thing after another. The saga went on. So I had all these housing needs assessments. I got all the priority points at the time. And every bungalow, well, every place he offered me was too small. The only good thing about this place, in the sense of the hallway space. And then I got constantly, there's personal constant attacks going on and all sorts going on over the years. And I finally, all these years on, well, I just gave up in 2013 because there wasn't anything big enough, one bedroom bungalow. And my late mum's place, where she was before she moved, where she ended up, That's the last place I was offered. And at the time, years ago, she said, "Oh, why they offer this place? It's too small. It's not worth room, not enough room, enough room to swing a cat," sort of thing. How would you get your wheelchair in, let alone all your large medical equipment? So this letter basically typed up to a female called Rachel, no, Janet, and a Sue, won't say surnames, and claiming in their role in experience in housing attachments affecting my health and safety and well-being. And that was minor situation then. What I've got for 1 year, 9 months is absolutely unbelievable. And it's deliberately the national scheme of things in the United Kingdom is to push people with my situation into private national care chain run care homes. That's what it's about. Because I just looked on my area what the allocation policies are for situations of mine, and many like me. And they expect you to have 4 weeks upfront rent or 1 week's upfront rent, even if you're on disability benefits, claiming benefits, CWP, for the statutory system, because you're unable to work, even disabled people. So I looked at the serivces sheltered housing. I had the same problem years ago when I did the bidding system. So I gave up in the end and stayed put because there wasn't anything available, and there still isn't. I looked on the website. You won't believe how many more people it's got worse, the bidding system in this area, with people trying to find somewhere to live. So I wonder why somebody got this private national, it's Housing and Care 21. There's quite a few of these companies. But when I looked into the location where this particularly was meant to be based, I thought, well, that'd be great if it would solve everything then. Quite a few pages. Housing need, healthcare adaptations to housing required. Similar to what, because what is still, that's why they're pushing the OT assessment on me all over again. Yeah. But they had the latest, and I found I was concentrating on these reports, but I just found a letter stating the evidence of over 2010, 2013, despite all these offer of going through this process of occupational therapy assessments, housing needs assessments from other bodies, going through all the medical evidence as well, you name it, I went through it, had the highest scored points in medical need, and they would not even give you time to get up in, find a accessible taxi. It's worse now, can't afford it with everything else going on, to go and view a property. So this letter went off to the director at the time, Fiona, of Limted Care Service Limited, in reference, and I with their to mend their offer of a referral opinions of their 1 or 2 employees report for this company I rent the flat from, employees, the housing management, and for the acting lawyer at the time, because they've gone back to square one, just gaslighting me, harassing me, using other tactics this time, and that's unlawful protection of vulnerable adults, and unlawful harassment, protection from harassment, all these other statutory laws and common law and contract law, it all comes together in a way. So, I mean, those 2 females meant well, but what was happening about that time, they were trying to assumptions that these men and women and females had authority, which they didn't, to insist on meet them on my own. They failed to ignore my lawful rights. And at the back of the document here, there's no such thing as supported housing anymore, not in the community as they call it. And they couldn't amend their document in the end. And so I did this within common law. And yeah, so if they repaired my blinking wet room, I wouldn't need to move for secure tenure rights, you know. So I found that document. So I thought, okay, you know, there's another individual around the corner. She's got 24-hour care. She's got someone that sleeps in her home, a carer, because she's really disabled, and she lives in a community in a flat, as a social housing flat. I'm being deliberately targeted. So the current tenure is, how many pages is this? It's unreal. The agenda nationally now, the housing, my arm's killing me today. It goes into quite a long list. And I'm just looking down it. Do you need help to manage a tenancy to have independency? Do you have someone as a power of attorney? No. Have you been a previous tenant of this company? No. This is a very company that refused to help me years ago when I was in temporary. Ouch, my right arm's killing me today. I'm losing mobility in my right side. Then they have a Birmingham office, and I looked on this ages ago. Not ages ago, but not that long ago. And I was trying to look at their national policy. It's like a care home with accommodation. Would you like other services provided by 2020, for example, care provision, domestic services? So if the public purse pays for the offer, if I got offered any care, statutory law, Care Act 2014, any funding from that, if and whenever anything happens with this PIP thing, the DWP Limited, then that would go towards these people. And they are a national chain, profit making. Excuse me, I'm tired today. So, and then you'll think you'll still need, because they've been to my own before, years ago, and we said they can't help me. They can't cope with the hours I need of care. But there's this new statutory law coming out. It was not already being passed. The Mental Health Act 2018, restriction disabled people's liberties, and the classification is quite detailed. One can have a look at all that, the videos about it, or read up about it. And I've got to get off now. This is a very short video thing. It's all over the news, this Brexit thing. I'll put up with that. Right. So this company, Housing 21, just many of them like it, will go a board of committee members, and I think it goes to, so I don't know how they make their decision. I don't know what extra information, data protection, and I said this head office is based, companies based up in Birmingham, but you look on the internet and they got all these different care homes, and of course all these other same procedure of supporting information and documentation like I've gone through already. So no matter what I do with thousands of others like myself, going, we're stuck basically with the uncertainty of on this physical earth and this physical body of mine. Situations like mine, and I forgot I've got a phone. I'm just being pushed out unlawfully and targeted. Talk about 29th of the 3rd, 2019. What a bloody day for the world and United Kingdom and people like me. The full knowledge of direct discrimination is going on non-stop. It doesn't matter what I do, just the targeting is constant. It's evil and it's spiritual and it's just ramped up, and the negligence in housing statutory law, I know this. The obligation is the current landlord. Well, the current obligation is this limited company, head office, CEO, board directors, because ever since the word go moved in, it was all adapted for people with mobility disabilities. And the grant, if they really wanted to repair the duty of care in the wet room, it's known as major adaptations, and it's 30 grand to require offer of grant for the funding. I'd offered temporary move out, you see, so he could do the works. I was involved. It's nothing to do with the grant requirement of 30 grand to do up the complete new wet room. I've got emails and documents of this back going back to 2017. They deliberately do not want to do nothing, and I'm not going to just be moving just like that. So they're trying to block and blackmail me and say, unless I have, which is no obligation, there's no lawful obligation, have this OT assessment, which I think is changed in the medical, and I've looked at the statute law up on this as well. There's nothing changed in the medical use of current equipment, all up to date, safe, and use of. It's just my right side, this side is going physical health. So it's not anything to do, and what they're going on in statutory law, section 42, Care Act 2014, is adult safeguarding. They've never let go of that since 2017. I did a cease and desist in statute law, and their system is contract law as well. And but yeah, they're just going on some load of BS, non-proving, non-first-hand knowledge, or hearsay, and how they all work together to corroborate behind the scenes of individuals like I, and I have full capacity, by the way. So they can't do this, but they are doing every trick in the book. Now they're using last year gas service for my boiler. They, again, a certain third-party company, Mighty Property Service Limited, certain individuals, Milton Keynes head office down in Bristol, certain individuals behind not doing certain repairs as well before. Won't say who. Basically, when I went to this offer a sentence of advice back in the beginning of 2018, I knew more about Landlord and Tenant Act, statute law, 1989, 1980, 1989, 1989. I can't remember. It's something like that, section 11. got to go to the Kango Court, which is Mercy Justice Limited, to get Section 21 notice. You check out Shelter, what it says about your lawful rights. Now get this, the other day you deliberately claimed to me, unless you sign up for something to transfer, you would transfer or secure a tenure of 8 years. I've not signed online, no emails, no verbal offer, no verbal consent, no signing anything to transfer on this current company in a transfer list. There's nothing available to meet my needs in my area. And this is all about using that new statute law for disabled people in my situations to cut the budget down in statute law for adult healthcare needs nationally, not just me. Just you do the research, you find these things out. But the fact is, unless your face fits, you know people locally, and if you're out of joint in their system and you speak up for yourself, they just don't want you in the area, they'll push you out. So I have been working condition under arrest for certain individuals over a period of the past year. I've got evidence emails that messed me about 3 times in a row and ways you won't even comprehend. So that's all I'm going to say about this right now. Because what's happening? No. They want to send someone in on April Fool's Day, Monday. Certain thing I'll be doing or being honourably, and be coming in to observe my condition for an agent. He's to be an agent on behalf of the National Housing Company. Got a witness that this a housing employee, was outside my home in the hallway when I was bedbound, and she was seen taking pictures of a card outside. Who leaves a card outside on the floor by a flat door, not put it in their box, an offer of a gas service? When I would normally get an email or a letter, like anyone else around here. But no, they're pushing and targeting me aggressively, severely. You have done this, you have done that. I'll probably be butted, by the way, every single day. No emails, no phone call. Don't even use that alleged phone number for over 3 years. They know that. It's on housing record. So jumped on that straight away. And it's all tactics of psychological threatening the vulnerable. Now, I might be very poorly and have complex ill health, but I'm safe. The only negligent bit is this National Housing Company individuals in my area pushing it the button to target me psychologically, practically, and make me ill by negligence in their breach of contract in my right to repairs. Logically, practically, if there's a legit repair, why wouldn't there be a report repair, at least a page by email or normal post to say what is required? That's any normal business practice of any national housing company, social or the political side, borough councils. You'll get a report of what's required. That is a full disclosure requirement. They cannot take you and get you implied at your home. The only angle they go on as well. Beware of this. Use that individual. Have a note your private dwelling, and that's in. You look at what private dwelling means, and you start finding out. Don't let anyone in your own. This intimidation tactics, they've been doing this since I've logged a formal in statute law as well. Stage 1, 2 complaint. It's in the Housing Ombudsman nationally. So, oh, we're delayed for 7 months. That's another tactic. So you can't claim for personal injury, which I sustained in 2017 because of all this. So I might contact personal injury individual. I know about a couple. Let's see. I've got a claim. I got medical evidence because of my physical health. I know eventually I might need to be somewhere more specialist But the way they're trying to push people into that environment and cut your rights out, and they put making profit for these companies, to see all this world is turning into. The whole bloody system. You see what the chaos is doing in the so-called democracy in the United Kingdom. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now. My house deteriorated because so many families, when I saw these lists online, and people bidding, and they're waiting, and there's no wonder there's people in divide. Oh, someone's getting that place more than I, and so many people coming to the country and getting this, getting that, getting this, getting that. The priorities and the pressure is all out of proportion in every town I see, I'm sure. But in this area, I've got the download evidence. It's exactly the same procedure, housing needs assessment, just what I've gone through already before. Nothing's changed on that side. It's deliberately negligent, unlawfully, by National Housing Company. So it's just targeting vulnerable people for profit. Oh, use Section 42. You can't manage your home safely. Well, if they paid me the bloody right support services, all these years before they've been found negligent and proven. And as I said, that document since all this time on, long time, isn't it? And why do you think I had to stop people coming my home? Because they would own up to the abuse that I went through. And since I found the evidence and old analog phones and stuff like that, and reported it again in their system, the adult health social care ombudsman system again this time, because allegedly cutbacks in services and all this as well. So it's like we're going back in history in years ago where people with elderly disabled people would be carved off somewhere. I don't want to say it negatively, but that's how it comes across anyway. Meant to have a quality of life, and at the moment my situation, excuse me, and what they're doing, certain individuals have no authority. They make an assumption. But if you look at what targeted individuals is all about, and unlawfully gaslighting is all about, there's tactics and procedures. This has been going on for years. And I've just got all the document of evidence and paperwork now, linking it all up. Why, you would think? Now, I've got plenty of reasons why they would come up with. I've got a lot of paperwork documents. Because when you go through, good job I kept certain paperwork, because I just had this gut feeling I might need it one day. And of course, all this time on in 2019, I do. Don't think you end up in hospital and then you might just get a care assessment. It don't work like that, because I said to them at hospital, ended up there, and in 2017, what's the system like now? What could be offered now? I get dental health, all this operation thing I need. I can't have it recuperate here the way I'm left to live life. And that's why I offered to move out. And I got email evidence that this housing company individuals are going to make sure it's funded, confirmed I still have a secure tenure. If that was the case, if that was a fact, an honourably fact, and they're going to honour that offer, why would it get blocked last October and August 2018? That individual, and then I'll get threatened. Well, I don't. This piece of paper name gets threatened by these assumptions made by a third party of non-first-hand knowledge. It's all hearsay, and I rebutted it all. Because I already, as a record, last year, I'd offered the individual in my home to do the gas boiler check and all their little other things they do. So it's all safe. They're just making up BS to put the frighteners on. It doesn't work. Okay, you want to check my video out? Ugh. Anyway, my mum had to go through a lot of things herself. I said before, a long time ago, last year, I said I work with people and I've been awfully. I know my bloody rights. But I'm not going to be stubborn because I'm logical about things. I just want to make sure I don't end up in the bloody homeless with my blinking medical equipment and blinking. I don't know what's going to happen in 5 years. I like to think I might be in a better position and be able to start a business perhaps and get the skills and support I need and relearn all things. It won't happen, not when I'm being treated like this and awfully. One thing at a time, my mum would say. All those have a lovely weekend, and all those that are going through a lot yourself, by the way, about mums dying and grieving, and it's going to be a hard time for me next 2 days because my mum died last year. But I'll keep going for her and for everyone else like me out there. I'll keep going for you. It's going to be tough. What's the saying? There's a song in that somewhere. I can't remember. God bless. We'll get there. We'll find a remedy. Don't know what it'd be like. Get there in the end. But at the moment, I need to rest because I got thousands march their voices heard. Oh, please remember, we're not living in a democracy anymore. We are not. It's all changed. Please research anything you need to know. Whatever your situation, United Kingdom, and I'm sure around the world, you observe what goes on in your country. God bless, keep safe, be aware. I'm just one voice of many. And I'm doing my best. Honestly.